What happens to your relationship after you have kids? What do you think happens? It gets stressful.
You got to work at it. I think before you have kids, on some level, you take your relationship for granted. I love you, you love me, we got married, we know how our life operates, kind of go through the paces of that, and then it changes. You've got to find ways to just be with each other, where you're sitting across from each other, looking each other in the eye and saying, how are you? What's going on with you? Because otherwise, all it is baby, baby, baby.
Life is about them, but it's not about them all the time. It's about your spouse and your mate. You got to make time for one another. What's their interests? What do they want to do? But your wife did give me that piece of advice right before I had kids. She's like, set aside date night. Whether it's a walk outside for 10, 15 minutes, there's a moment of separation between you and the children and between you and your spouse being together.
So we've established that it's important to take time together away from the kids, but it's also important to take a little time for yourself away from your husband or wife.
We call Saturdays Dadder Day because it's dad's time. Not that, we both work, but on Saturdays, dad gets time with the kids and mom gets to have time by herself. So Dadder Day is a big, thing in my house. And then I flip on Sundays. It's he wants to go do something in the morning, work out or whatever. It's his time to have a moment to himself. How important is sleep to you?
It's very important to me. It doesn't mean I get a lot of it, but yeah, it's very important to me. The problem I have on the weekends, which are the days when theoretically I would sleep in, my body doesn't let me sleep in, so I'm up anyway.
Okay.
What about you?
So sleep, especially if you have a newborn at home or little ones or even older ones, a parent needs sleep. This might not be easy for parents who work on weekends or work during weekdays or whatever, but you have to find a balance. My husband and I on the weekends, I'm going to specifically talk about, we trade off days. Okay. So one day he will sleep in, whether that's till 8 or 7:30, because normally we get up at 6. So one day he sleeps in, the next day I sleep in, just an hour and a half. It doesn't have to be, I'm not sleeping until noon. No one's sleeping until noon in my house. So we switch off days. An area of relationships that can suffer when you have kids, especially when you have a newborn or later in life, is intimacy.
Yes.
And I'm not just talking about sex, all sex. It's, hugging, kissing, touching, anything. It's, gets lost sometimes when you have kids running around. You're too tired, you're stressed out.
You're just in survival mode for a while, right? You're just trying to get through the night and keep the baby fed and keep the baby alive and get the diapers changed. The last thing you're thinking about then is rolling back into bed. But it is important. It may not feel like the first thing you want to do a few months later, but it's important to reconnect.
Okay, so a couple of my girlfriends used to say, you just got to get in there. Even if you're tired,
I like your friends.
But you do, I know. But it's true, you just got to put yourself in there. Whether you're tired or whatever, you just got to keep that connection.
Yeah.
Whether that, like I said, sex or whatever, or laying on the couch snuggling.
On some level, you have to carve out time for intimacy. The same way we said you have to carve out time to go on a date and just spend time together. I'm not talking about writing it in a calendar or sending an Outlook reminder or anything like that, but you've got to say, hey, the kids who are always in our space and always in our face are with grandma this weekend, or they're going to go to bed early, or they have a sleepover or something, and capitalize on that opportunity.
All right, enough from us about how to keep your relationship intimate. But if you have any kind of tips or ideas to keep it sassy, send it to us.
We want to hear from you.
I want to know.
Today Parenting page on Facebook. Let us know what you got.